You ever notice how everyone keeps saying we're living in the future? Like that's supposed to mean something. We built the future. All right, but we forgot the point. We got the shiny gadgets, the talking machines, the self-parking cars, the smart houses that can dim the lights and warm your toilet seat, but somehow we still can't figure out how to be happy. We've managed to automate everything except peace of mind. That's progress for you. Everything works faster, and no one knows why. We spent centuries dreaming about this world, a world of convenience, a world where machines would do the heavy lifting so people could finally relax and enjoy life. Well, here we are, relaxed, overstimulated, anxious, and miserable. The dream came true, and nobody's sleeping well. We built a society that runs like a machine and forgot there were supposed to be humans inside it. The goal was freedom, remember? Less work, more life. But instead of giving us freedom, progress just handed us new chains made of glass, steel, and Wi-Fi. Now people don't rest. They recharge. They don't think, they search. They don't talk, they text. The machines don't serve us anymore. They schedule us. We're working for the very things that were supposed to make life easier. And we love it. We're addicted to efficiency like it's oxygen. If something takes more than 5 seconds, we act like it's an outrage against humanity. People used to say patience is a virtue. Now it's a sign of poor internet connection. And what's all this speed for anyway? Everyone's racing to get somewhere, but where is that exactly? Faster, better, newer, but never why. The world's a hamster wheel with fi now. We run, sweat, and scroll, pretending we're moving forward when we're just burning out in circles. The future was supposed to make us wise. Instead, it made us busy. And the busier people get, the less they notice how pointless most of it is. We invented robots to do our work, and then we work harder to buy better robots. We created technology to save time, and then spend all that saved time staring at the technology. We used to talk about progress like it was this sacred path toward enlightenment. Now it's just a product line. Progress is a brand. It's not about making things better. It's about making things newer. So you can throw out the old ones before they've even stopped working. They call that innovation. I call it professional waste. We used to fix things. Now we replace them. Phones, friends, morals, doesn't matter. Nothing lasts because lasting doesn't sell. The moment something works too well, they'll tell you it's obsolete. That's how the system keeps spinning. We're not moving forward. We're just upgrading the same emptiness with prettier packaging. And people defend this madness. They'll tell you how amazing it all is. Oh, look, I can control my coffee maker from work. Wonderful. You can now experience the miracle of caffeine without ever walking 10 feet. You don't even have to talk to a human being to feed your addiction. That's not progress. That's spiritual laziness. We call it smart living. But it's just another way of saying we've become too stupid to live without instructions. Everything's smart. Now, smart cars, smart homes, smart TVs, smart fridges. Everything's smart except the people buying them. We've got a refrigerator that can tell you when you're out of milk, but you can't remember your own mother's birthday without a reminder app. The technology's evolving. We're devolving. We created artificial intelligence while our natural intelligence withered away from lack of use. And the craziest part, people are proud of it. They love to brag about how connected they are. Connected to what exactly? The whole world's plugged in, but no one's tuned in. The more we connect online, the less we connect in real life. We've built this enormous web of digital communication, and all it's caught is a bunch of lonely people pretending they're not. We measure our worth by how many people pretend to like us on a glowing screen. We think progress means getting notifications faster. The world's talking louder, but saying less. People scroll through tragedies like they're flipping channels. 1 second, it's a war zone. The next, it's a cat meme. Then back to some influencer crying for attention. Everything's important and nothing matters. That's what happens when speed replaces purpose. Everything blurs together into one big stream of noise. Progress used to mean something. It meant curing disease, expanding knowledge, improving lives. Now it means finding new ways to sell you your own reflection. It's not evolution anymore. It's entertainment. We've turned the pursuit of advancement into a spectator sport, cheering every new gadget like it's salvation. And the sad part is, people actually believe it. They believe the next app, the next update, the next shiny device is finally going to fill that hole inside them. Spoiler alert, it won't. It never does. It can't. Because that hole isn't technical. It's spiritual. You can't download purpose. You can't stream meaning. You can't 3D print fulfillment. But try telling that to a generation raised on pop, up ads, and dopamine hits. The systems train people to confuse stimulation with satisfaction. If it flashes, beeps, or vibrates, it must be important. We've become Pavlov's tech support, drooling for notifications, begging for validation, chasing relevance like it's the last bus out of town. We call it progress because it keeps us distracted from how empty it all is. The world's more advanced than ever and more depressed than ever. We have instant communication and zero understanding. We can send a photo to the other side of the planet in seconds, but we can't look someone in the eye across the table. We invented miracle drugs for every symptom except the disease of meaninglessness. The future's arrived, and it's bored out of its mind. And don't get me wrong, technology's not the villain. It's the mirror. It reflects who we are, what we value, what we fear. And right now, it's showing us a species terrified of stillness. We can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without reaching for a distraction. We've become allergic to our own thoughts. The machines didn't enslave us, they seduced us. They whispered, "You can have everything." And we forgot to ask, why would I want it? We traded depth for speed, meaning for convenience, humanity for comfort. And comfort's the real killer. Comfort makes people soft. It dulls the senses, numbs the mind, and erases ambition. You can't question the system when you're too cozy in it. That's the trick. Give people everything they want, so they stop wondering why they want it. Progress isn't leading us to enlightenment. It's lulling us to sleep with digital lullabies and subscription plans. We used to dream of a better world. Now we just customize the one we've got. We call that freedom, but it's really just personalization. They let you pick your color, your settings, your ringtone, but the choices that matter, how to live, what to value, who to be, those got outsourced a long time ago. The system doesn't need to control people anymore. It just needs to keep them entertained. And so we keep upgrading our distractions, mistaking that for growth. We think progress means a faster processor, not a clearer conscience. We celebrate the trivial and ignore the profound. We built skyscrapers to house empty ambitions, satellites to beam nonsense around the globe, and apps to help us pretend we're okay. Humanity reached the stars, but forgot to look in the mirror. We've built the future, yes. A future filled with incredible machines and unbelievable potential. And a species still lost in its own reflection. We've created a world that can do everything except explain why it should. Maybe the problem isn't that we built the wrong future. Maybe the problem is that we built it for the wrong reasons. Progress isn't evil, it's just directionless. We've become experts at how, amateurs at why. And maybe that's the saddest part. All this power, all this possibility, and no idea what to do with it. We have everything except the one thing we started out looking for a reason. That's what progress without purpose looks like. Impressive, efficient, and completely hollow. You ever notice how everything in modern life comes with a price tag, even the things that used to be free? We've turned existence into one long checkout line. You wake up and you're already buying coffee, data, attention, validation. You don't even have to take your wallet out anymore. They'll take your thoughts, your clicks, your privacy. Everything's for sale, especially you. That's what the modern world runs on, the great economy of emptiness. People don't live anymore. They consume. They consume food, entertainment, opinions, outrage, and each other. We've become a civilization of shoppers looking for meaning in the clearance section. We've built this beautiful illusion where consumption is identity. You are what you buy, you are what you wear, you are what you post. The world tells you to be yourself, then spends billions convincing you what that should look like. There's no authenticity left. It's all branding. You can't even have a personality without a marketing strategy now. People curate themselves like products, filters, captions, slogans. The real self got outsourced to the algorithm. It's all about building your personal brand because being human isn't profitable enough. And the funny part is, nobody even questions it. They call it lifestyle. But a lifestyle isn't a life. It's just a subscription with extra steps. Every part of your day is designed to sell you something. You scroll through a feed thinking you're being entertained, but you're being softened up for the next ad. You think you're in control, but you're the product being delivered. The modern economy doesn't make things anymore. It makes need. It creates hunger, then sells you the illusion of satisfaction. Look around. Every commercial is the same promise in different packaging. You're not enough, but we can fix that for 3 easy payments. That's the secret. Make people insecure, then charge them for confidence. Progress used to mean creating value. Now it just means inventing new insecurities. Can't sleep. There's a mattress subscription for that. Feeling lonely. Download a dating app that turns affection into a slot machine. Feeling ugly. That's not a feeling, that's a marketing opportunity. And people fall for it because they've been trained to. It's the cult of more. The religion of never enough. You're not supposed to feel content. Contentment kills profit. So they keep you chasing new phone, new car, new diet, new body, new dream. The minute you slow down, the system starts to die. So they feed you more and more noise, keep you scrolling, comparing, wanting. They call it growth. But growth, for the sake of growth, is what cancer does. The worst part is how proudly we defend this madness. People talk about retail therapy, like it's self-care. No, it's self-medication. You're not fixing the hole in your soul. You're wallpapering it with receipts. We don't face our emptiness anymore. We accessorize it. We buy distractions and call it happiness. It's a perfect system. Make people miserable, then sell them temporary relief. Depression is good for business, so is boredom, loneliness, and fear. The economy depends on your dissatisfaction. If you ever truly felt at peace, the whole structure would collapse overnight. We've been convinced that happiness is something you can order online and track with a shipping number. They've replaced spirituality with shopping carts. Every holiday, every milestone, every emotion has a corresponding purchase. Love means jewelry. Success means debt. Grief means flowers. Even rebellion's been commercialized. You can buy the shirt that says, "Question authority," from the very authority you were supposed to question. That's how deep it goes. And they're smart about it. They don't even have to hide the manipulation anymore. People know they're being marketed to, and they like it. They share ads like they're art. They defend corporations like sports teams. That's the genius of modern consumerism. It doesn't need to trick you. It just needs to flatter you. It tells you you're special, unique, powerful. Then it sells the same garbage to 8 billion other unique individuals. It's mass-produced individuality. Everyone's special in exactly the same way. Social media took that and turned it into a full-blown circus. Now the marketplace is your personality. You're not just a consumer. You're a product trying to attract other consumers. You post, perform, and pretend, hoping someone notices your highlight reel long enough to double, tap it. We've made attention the new currency. Forget money. The real economy runs on dopamine. It's a constant auction of your focus, and you're always outbid by something louder, shinnier, dumber. And all this consumption doesn't fill you. It hollows you out. People have more stuff than ever and less meaning than ever. They live in houses full of objects and empty of purpose. They eat more, talk more, post more, and somehow feel less alive because you can't buy what you actually need. You can't buy love or peace or time or truth. But they've gotten so good at faking it that people don't even notice the difference anymore. They've commodified even the illusion of meaning. You don't seek wisdom anymore. You follow influencers. You don't learn, you subscribe. And the irony is that all this progress was supposed to make us free. But we're chained to our appetites now. We're slaves to convenience, hostages of habit. People line up overnight for a phone that's half a centimeter thinner, like it's a sacred relic. They'll spend more energy chasing a discount than they will understanding their own lives. That's not freedom. That's domestication. The system doesn't need to control you when it can distract you. Everything's designed to keep you buying, clicking, consuming. You can't even walk down a street without being advertised to by your own devices. Your phone's listening. Your fridge is tracking. Your apps are profiling. Every click is a confession, and every confession goes straight to the highest bidder. You're not a citizen anymore. You're data in a shopping cart. They know what you want before you do, and they'll sell it to you before you've had time to want something better. The scariest part is that people confuse this with progress. They think convenience is liberation, but what's convenient isn't always good. It's just easy. Fast food, fast fashion, fast news. Everything's faster, cheaper, emptier. We're consuming at the speed of light and learning nothing from it. We've mistaken abundance for meaning. Just because you can have everything doesn't mean any of it matters. And you can feel it. That quiet dissatisfaction that hums under everything. That sense that no matter how much you have, something's missing. That's not an accident. That's the engine. The system depends on your unease. If you were fulfilled, you wouldn't need anything else. But if you're restless, if you're comparing yourself to everyone else, if you're always slightly unhappy, perfect, you're right where they want you. It's not just buying things either. We consume people. We treat relationships like streaming services. You subscribe, binge, get bored, and move on. We swipe through faces like ads, looking for the next best deal. Intimacy has become disposable, attention transactional. Even love's been reduced to a market exchange of dopamine and convenience. And when it stops giving you what you want, you trade it in for an upgrade. We're devouring ourselves with all this consumption. The planet's choking on our convenience. The oceans are full of our packaging, and we still can't stop shopping. We talk about saving the earth like it's a separate project, like we're not the ones killing it with every unnecessary purchase. Progress without restraint becomes destruction with better branding. We built an economy that depends on endless growth in a world that doesn't grow. You can't have infinite profit on a finite planet. But as long as there's money to be made, we'll keep pretending the math works out. And while the planet burns, they'll keep telling you it's your fault for not recycling enough straws. That's how it works. They sell you the poison and the antidote, and they make you thank them for both. You drive a car because the system forced you to. Then they shame you for the emissions. It's a con that keeps the guilt on the consumer and the profit in the boardroom. The people breaking the planet are the ones selling you the reusable tote bag. We've replaced meaning with merchandise, and we're proud of it. We call it progress because it sparkles. We've mistaken comfort for happiness, abundance for purpose. But all this stuff, all this noise, it's just a distraction from the void underneath. Because no matter how many things you buy, there's still that little whisper inside that says, something's missing. And you can't silence it with 2-day shipping. Modern life isn't about living anymore. It's about managing cravings. We've become addicts, not to any one thing, but to the act of wanting itself. The system doesn't care what you buy as long as you keep buying. They don't need your loyalty, just your attention span. And as long as you're scrolling, searching, consuming, you'll never stop feeding the beast that's eating you alive. Because this isn't progress. It's hunger disguised as civilization. We've built a world that celebrates appetite and calls it achievement. We're not advancing, we're just overdosing in slow motion. And the worst part, we call it living. You ever stop and think about how everyone today seems to know everything, and yet somehow nobody actually understands anything? We're drowning in information, gasping for a single drop of wisdom. We've got the entire history of human knowledge sitting in our pockets, and people still use it to look up horoscopes and argue about who won a fight between two YouTubers. We've created the most powerful tools for learning ever invented, and we use them to take selfies with dog ears. That's modern intelligence. Clever enough to build the machine, too stupid to use it well. Maybe the real progress we need isn't in our machines, but in ourselves. Maybe it's time we learn to think again. Not faster, not louder, but deeper. Because if we don't, all this brilliance will just speed up our collapse. We'll go out not with a bang, but with a notification. We're the smartest species that ever lived, and the only one dumb enough to destroy itself on purpose.